Hello and welcome to not MSCM content, but Revolution content. This is the semifinals of G Umberdeep. I'm on black red stuff. I don't know. This deck is kind of scuffed. But I am top seed, so get to in the play here. My deck is basically just black red midrange stuff. Cards have a lot of text, so I won't dwell on the mulliganing, but have 4 lands, 1 drop, 2 drop, 3 drop. My opponent's on a blue-white control kind of plan with a kind of flicker value plan. The flicker value plan is all enchantment, so me being on black-red means I don't really have good ways to answer it. But other than that, though, just kind of what you expect from blue-white control, counter spells and removal and all that good stuff. I don't think they actually have any one-drop instants, so please here, Anna. So Fencing Master is kind of neat, but still strike counters on other attacking creatures. Alihana is basically just ticks every turn your opponent needs to pay 1 more life, and if they can't pay 1 more life, then they you both Heartseize them and free cast card. Also has its own special counter, so following it, Alihana's also tick up in multiples, and it has good 1 removal. Not the favorite thing, my favorite thing to see, but kind of off of the course against control. Funny enough, okay, so kind of a lot decks all these cards have. But Glana is just a good planeswalker, good removal, makes imps. In my list, the indulgence text is kind of basically flavor text. If you've drawn 2 more cards or gain 3 life, then it's a loyalty counter on instep. Funny enough, my opponent gave me a food token, so I can actually indulge Funny. So opponent is holding up 3 mana. I believe this is just a counter spell. I think they only have 1 main deck removal spell at instant speed. So how do I want to do this? Do I just want to run into the counter magic? I could just go straight to attacks. It's Fencing Master giving double strike. It also has a pump ability, so I can just go New Divide, pump the imp twice, going for 9. Is something. I think I'm inclined to go a Radiant, because that will also indulge the Glana. That's my only wish to get. Because it is potentially a bit awkward. I think I'm just gonna slam the Radiant. Doing it pre-combat, I think. In case I want to crystallize. So crystallize counters on things. That's fine. Does mean that I get to swing in for 5. And I can make another token. Got the New Divide. I'm kind of expecting Wrath here, but the only thing about the Wrath in this format is that it does give you opponent a card. It does hit Planeswalkers though, so it is maybe arguable that I should have held it to Radiant if I was expecting Wrath. Looks like I am getting paid off for my play though, because it does not seem like they have a Wrath. Moonlight Meditation is a Brainstorm on a deck. The value plan is flickering it a bunch with another enchantment. Just dead here? I think they're just dead. Okay. I'm not sure if they just like didn't really have anything else, but I'm pretty sure I just have lethal here. They have Fencing Master giving this imp a lot of power. Bring in Ferocious Flames targeting. And that's pretty straightforward. The first planes is pretty nasty. Shock that turns 4 damage if you're ferocious. Doesn't have the ferocious line of text. So matchup is a matchup I've played before, so I'm kind of feeling with how I sideboarded. I don't think ferocious flames is great. I think the matchup is. I think most of the time I'm not going to be able to bend them out that reasonably. I think this is a game that a matchup that I do have to play the longer game. That draw was particularly good on my side with. Like I only have 2 1-drop creatures. My board plan is more so getting a ton of value. So I believe this is sideboarded. So Gazani is a value walker. Kind of annoying to deal with. So I think they do have a sideboard card that removes all copies from deck and graveyard and stuff. So it is a bit annoying on that level. The Dog Raider is really good just in general. It was just pretty nasty. Solid body, basically kind of draws 3 cards, kind of. So Frenzied Pair, how do I feel about Frenzied Pair versus Hangman? I pair is probably about the same. Hangman doesn't really just has one more power, but Frenzied Pair is definitely not super exciting in this matchup because needing to untap into Wraths, they do have 3 more Wraths in sideboard. Kind of nasty. I think it's still probably better, but not by too much. Will and Romantic is just a 3-1 haste. Arguably not great in this matchup, but they don't have that much instant speed interaction, and speed removal in general, so I kind of like it. Blacklist is for the value piece, because I don't really have another different as enchantments. Sword, the red-green sword gives a lot of value, but I think it's probably a bit too clunky in this matchup. Swords are really expensive, and not giving protection is annoying. Starting in my manland from sideboard is kind of the matchup it's meant for. It should be good. Don't like Oblivion Shards. I think in general. I don't think I've casted this PP. I slided it out in every match. I think this should be good. This is a hand. I think this is like these are, as far as 5 landers go, these are pretty good cards. But I think I probably have to log in this. I mean, do have a Dormant Altar, which does draw me something. I am on the draw. My opponent, yes, this hand can just go wrong way too badly. And there's 3 Lana. Hand seems slightly better, bit more threat dense. Polyhana is a great draw. One of the cool things about the dual lands in the format at the moment is that they give a backside. Comes in play untapped. Kind of interesting way to design dual lands. We get around one downside. So the dual land ETB is tapped, which is obviously not great in constructed, but does fix your mana. Whereas the backside is play untapped as colorless, and colorless is also not great in constructed. My opponent just passes on turn 2. They could definitely just have nothing, which means I'd want to be playing Alihana here. But they could also have a Essence Scatter, in which case I wouldn't want to play Alihana. Fine just playing her out. Kind of awkward, but I think Raised Meditation is a bit on the slow side. This could definitely be wrong. I'm not quite sure how I want to evaluate Alihana in this matchup. It does let it resolve, which means that probably the right decision. Because I think all the removal they have for it, I am very happy to see, because this more or less Path to Exile. A bit different than Path, but functionally plays out very similarly. Unfortunately, I can't actually use the mana that efficiently here. I only have 1/2 drop. I guess I'm always just going Galana here. Galana down tick. It does die to Quarter Miracles, but if they animate Quart, then I can get in Dog Raider and swing the Imp. Also decent chance they do have Negate here, if that Alihana resolved. So I wouldn't be surprised if this gets countered, but I don't think I'm too afraid of a lot of what they have. Well, a lot of the stuff I would be afraid of, I think they would have played out last turn, so I think the card is in such a piece. I guess I do have this as a value engine, kind of neat card. Also don't have any answers to that, but I was gonna make some analysis, but I haven't actually played against the cards, so I have no idea how this works, how actually good it is. Alihana's a good draw, does mean that I am able to play 2 cards this turn. At least play something that's better than the Raised Meditation. So I don't want to do this. I'm going Dog Raider. Guess I always play Raider here. Chances on my board is going to be wipe next turn, but Dog isn't great after wipe regardless. But those are pretty good hits. Second thing, land and Alihana means that I don't need to play any cards up from hand. So Dog did just functionally draw 2. I guess I always downclick Galana. I have another in hand, so there's much of a reason not to. It's not to tap the bell tower on my end of turn, which is interesting. I would have guessed that that some extra drawing is better for them in this spot, because I did just draw multiple cards off the Dog Raider. But I guess I could be wrong on that. Path, I'll create me. Whirlwind Romantic. I definitely want to play at the Alihana this turn. I do want to play alongside that. I guess I would play Galana alongside it. Cash in this Galana right now. Got the join altar, that's back. Tries not to at the bell tower again. Probably has another Wrath, I have to imagine. It's surprised at the playing with a Scud. I mean, I guess I do have a mana advantage over them with the Banished Slice coming down turn 2. I have managed to hit all my land drops, but definitely feels like they get a bit more value out of it. Draw. The Banished Slice is pretty nasty. Oblivion Ring that gains 3 life. This is back. Interesting. I guess the Bell Tower Ring? The Aeslet Meditation. I think I just go double meditation and then plan to crack the Dormant Altar on end of turn. I think I want to use the Romantic to get some value after, or get some pressure after Wrath. I think that makes sense. And possibly just have removal here, because banishing to the Isle the Lana instead of the Alihana feels a bit odd to me. Possible Lana is just the bigger threat, because they have another Dreamfall or something. I suppose I could also just pass back, just not play the meditation and pass back, because they do have tracking meditation as a line as well. That also does put another card type in graveyard, and Kuzani, or Dark Planeswalker I'm playing, does like having card types in yard. I think I can buy that. My opponent is on 6 Wraths. Like, 6 Wraths is a lot of Wraths. I do feel like this is enough of a board state for them to want to Wrath, so just pass back. They did end up having the Banished, and it does mean that they probably don't have a Wrath. I don't think I'm in that bad of a spot though, because playing Banished there means that they have a ton of mana, and they are playing pretty slowly. They don't really have that much setup. I guess I can actually trigger this with the Quarter Miracles. This triggers on attack. Lose a life there. But definitely gaining a lot of life. They're all tapping out here. Mostly tapping out. So let's crack the block. Here's Indius' stairs. Crack the meditation. Radiant. How do I want to do this? Let's wing in first. I don't think I'm playing the Romantic here. Maybe I should just be needing to threaten more damage, but still do want to be playing Romantic after Wrath. I guess a Radiant does definitely possible. I just want the counter mode on a Radiant. I think that makes sense. In that case, I'm playing a Radiant pre-combat. Let's give my opponent a bit more information, but it is what it is. Also discarding, I think just the caves. I think the 2 cards look fine. Fencing Masters, fine. I guess I put count on a Demon. 7, 12, God, am I just plain too scared of a Wrath here? Very possible I am. This point it's possible I just need a top deck. I guess I'm always playing meditation. I think I'm just gonna pass the meditation. I mean, I don't think this. I think playing this master is probably overextending. Yeah, that build how it does pick. So I mean, they do have to Wrath at some point. I have to man it's now, if ever. Don't think they can answer my board that easily without a Wrath. They do have 6 mana now, which does let them play the 6 mana Wrath. Does a whole bunch of stuff, but only kills tap creatures. I don't know. Okay, I'll draw a spell, so I'm fine with. I mean, that is a lot of damage with the bell tower. But it was bottom twice. They may just straight up don't have a Wrath. Jeez. They do have 6, but I guess maybe they don't have 6. Maybe they didn't side them all in. Because the main deck Wrath does draw a card, but I can't imagine that's like a meaningful reason not to. Meaningful reason to side it out. I guess they do have maybe a lot of cards side in. A Banished Style, fine. Yeah, I just have to think that they just don't have a Wrath. In which case I am regretting not overextending. Another meditation. At this point I think I have to overextend. Because I don't think I'm winning this game otherwise. So what this is 5, 7, 9, Romantic is 12. Yeah, I'm just gonna go for it. Set my hand here. Yeah. I was waiting for a moment because I might need blockers for a lot of miracles just killing me. This is 12, right? Yeah, I'm just gonna I guess I can hold off on the fencing master. Any point in playing it out? This is lethal. I mean, 12, 14. I mean, I'm like fairly certain they don't have a wrath, so I'm just gonna go for it. Not gonna play scared. Yeah. Now finally tapping the bell tower to make each player draw a card, which good sign for me. Two. Two is not four. I mean, I guess it's possible I'm dead here. This does put me down to 1. Dead. Move on to game 3. Yeah, I guess I could have played that more aggressively. I mean, maybe they did side out the Ras. I think I will be Hangman and Overpair on the play. Because my putting is fine though. Didn't see In Search of Peace, which is the flicker value spell. And maybe Blacklist is for Bell Tower, not In Search. Because might have sided it out. I'm good too in this back. Because maybe Oblivion Shards has more point if I know they're gonna be giving me lands with Banished to the Ice. I'm gonna be sold on that. Kill land. What would it be plotting out? Like Romantic, I guess? Radiant? Lana? Lana seems kind of good. I think I can be sold that this is a good card. I guess I do something like that. Radiant's way better than Romantic. Yeah, I could be sold that. I'll try this out. Maybe having too much faith in Oblivion Shards, but let's go for it. I think it's definitely too slow on the draw, but on the play, I am being convinced. Okay then. How do I feel about this hand? It's definitely playable a bit. God, is it unexciting. If I had a 10-2 Alihana, I'd be very on board. I need to hit a land to do that. Wait, how many dead draws do I have, even? Got 2 draws. Yeah. If I do hit a land, I'm doing pretty okay, but if I don't, then definitely not. I'm gonna mulligan this. It's really close. On the draw, I definitely keep this, but I'm very glad I mulliganed. This is better hand. I think I'm bottoming here. Gozani? Gozani seems fine. I think it's the Raider. I kind of like the Romantic. I can give Romantic double strike off the Master with the Romantic having haste. Makes my clock a fair bit faster. The Raider is also easier to answer. I think I like Gozani as a top end over Raider. It does seem like the Master's getting answered here. The Gozani, not what I want to see. I think I'm still in a good shape if I do hit a land. The land, I'm really ever gonna not play the Romantic, so go ahead and do that. But this isn't Essence Scattered. Scatter. Let's see if I can hit another land for Gozani. If I can get Gozani to resolve, I'm in a pretty reasonable spot. Tapped land. Sounds good to me. Lana. Is alright. Let's Lana resolves. Resolve. Suppose this is why. Regret keeping Gozani over Dog Raider. Delta. Alta. Okay, so Alta's a good draw. What do I do with Gozani here? I think I plus. I plus here. I mean, minusing only gets me a 2-2, so it doesn't seem especially worthwhile. Don't mill a card type, which is annoying. Part of tossing Gozani is that next turn I can minus one the Glana again, and that gives me another card type. I still can play another Gozani. I think it makes sense to do it that way. Unfortunately, they didn't hit a card type off the first Gozani, but Alihana is a bit slow at this point, but might work out. Wrath perchance. Banish the Gozani, yes. Meditation. I guess I'm always going Annie here. Oh, it is pretty annoying if I see if they have an Essence Scatter. Not Essence Scatter, Negate. So, I mean, I think I did see Negates game 2, if I'm remembering correctly. Yeah, so I guess I just go Zanny. I don't think there's any other real line I can Alihana, but that's pretty slow. Zanny does resolve. Now let's rinse this. Put Fauna and Graveyard. And banish the Gazani token, which I'm fine with. Still takes 6. I guess that's it for me. And the extra mana to crack the food and stuff is nice. Because the food does make the bell tower kill a fair bit slower. You need to avoid a wrath here. Annoying mana. And the Gozani. Sure. Can't block, of course. Does not leave them dead. Does board? Well, it does on board, but they have a bunch of stuff that can play that. Yeah, so lands are affected by summoning sickness when they are creatures. I mean, you got a fair amount of information off that. Like, they can use the court to block, but that's pretty inefficient, so that was the best play that I'm feeling pretty good about this. Like, doesn't seem like they have that many things they can wreck me with. Because, like, if I hit a land, then I can go Raislet, double crack Raislet, pass back, new divide. So now let's make the heads up play and realize that 6 mana means Righteous Shards, and Righteous Shards only kills tapped creatures. So, okay, so I do need to sequence this correctly, make sure I'm not accidentally blown out. Let's uptick Gozani, because that's always happening. See if they respond to that. Not. Move Blacklist Hangman. Let's new divide. Unless then they can't actually kill me from 9. At least not without untapping. Then new divide first, so I don't need to crack it later. Grab a mountain here. See if they have a response to me. I suppose the bell tower by itself does make this not lethal, huh? I made this was an error. I guess it's not that big of a error. They're tapping mana. That means that Righteous Shard is not a thing. What do they even have that can... Are they even representing? Okay, they just go for studies. I don't think they have outs here. Nearly bottom 2. And for 2 mana they have, I think, just Banish into the ice is not good enough. So I can just swing the take 6 and then die, because they can't actually play another Studies in Cognitive Motion. So yeah, seems like a good game to me. Oh, weird match. I'm kind of surprised at how few Wraths they played. Because I only saw one game 2 and didn't see any game 3. Yeah, I'm just very surprised in general. But I figured they didn't find Righteous Shards. Huh. Because I'm pretty sure I always lose that if they do hit a Wrath. Maybe just Wrath doesn't get them out of that spot game 2. It is like 8 damage and they have a Bell Tower in play. Yeah, I guess I did need Burn to answer it. Yeah, I'm not quite seeing why they paid for Tower, because if they did just go Tower tap, then they should just win there. Because even if I had Flame, then I don't think it does anything, because I don't have that many. I didn't have that many cards in hand. I just had like 1. I don't even think I had any, because I needed to play the New Divide, and I needed to spend all my mana for the Bracelets. Yeah, if they had shards in hand, I think that was definitely a loss on my end. I mean, I guess I would have the Rosani Stone play. And I guess they would have needed 2 shards. I guess I should actually up. But yeah, so I would gain 6, or at least have some amount of time. And I guess I have the food too. Gain some life. But I don't think I can win after Righteous Shards. Oh. Because yeah, because if they main phased it, then I guess all my creatures would die. I would still have a Gozani. So I'd be putting them down to 6 after Gozani plus double Raislet. I have some amount of a board. I guess one of my imps was untapped. So if they're doing it main phase, I would have additional 2, so we'd get 4 for any tower activations. So they would need to... I guess they did have studies in cognitive motion and such. I probably can't burn them out, practically speaking. I think that was definitely my game to lose. I don't think I really could have beat Registrards. first tower. Yeah, fortunately it did get the victory. So I'm on to the finals with this deck. Definitely feel like every deck I've played so far has been better than my deck. So yeah. But I'm in the finals, so clearly I'm doing something right. Even if that maybe is just getting lucky. Luck is a skill, as they say. Guess I can. You kind of want to check the game one. Isn't they just didn't have anything? Yeah, that's an awkward hand. Yeah, yeah. This maybe I am favored pre-board. Looking at what they're doing with this. Granted, this was a particularly good draw on the play, but yeah, definitely think they need a Wrath on 4 to answer me, or at least answer this type of draw. But I guess I got they're playing main deck. Just draw me a card, but they'll hit walkers, so would have cleared the Glana there if they did have it, but they didn't. Suppose if you're really going crazy, what you could do, what my opponent could have done, is let this resolve and sabotage for the Batu discard one, just to search for the Wrath. Because you're probably just, I think you're just dead if you don't hit the Wrath. The Fencing Mass is just so much damage. Plus Glana down ticking. Look, there's an extra 3-1 in play. I guess the Irritant is actually +2 damage because I can count on the double straight guy. They'd be at 10 here. But yeah, I guess that's fair. Maybe they do just need to rip it off the top to have a chance there. Regardless, I did pull out the victory end, so I'm gonna complain about that. But thanks for listening. I'll be back for the finals. This random revolution recording. Oh, GP that I'm recording. This is how words work.